Welcome back. You are watching the Conversation Committee from TV360 here in Lagos, Nigeria. My name remains Nesine Kujimi, and I say with me in the studio, Peter Clever Okpara. Yes, Peter, just some few hours ago, or should I say some few days ago, we had this latest security breach in Benue State. As at the last count, according to the governor, 151 persons lost their lives, not to talk of those who were injured or houses and properties that were destroyed. Looking at this recurring crisis in Benue State, I have watched commentators, I've watched people, give their view about it. And in some hours from now, Mr. President will be visiting that state to commiserate with them, as well as to offer his own expertise on how they can get out of it. Because Mr. President can only go there to advise them. You can take a horse to the river like our people. You cannot force it to drink water. They are the ones living there. Mr. President does not live there. The genesis of the crisis, they themselves are the ones to say the truth. Because I've seen stories where people say it's about land grabbing, that some people who they suspected to be herders, want to drive them away from their ancestral land and want to take over. And if you look at this Benue loss of life, on the conversation, we condemn it in its entirety. We don't support, the extrajudicial killing of human beings under whatever guise. It is abominable. It is dastardly, and we condemn it in strong terms. So, like Benue, like Plateau. The other day it was Plateau. It's like relative peace has returned to Plateau. So this Benue crisis, it has long predated this administration. But it continues to occur in every administration. Was it during Obasanjo? We saw it, repeatedly. Under Yar'Adua, we saw it. Under Jonathan, we saw it. Under Buhari. In fact, why I'm happy, why this crisis distressed me again, is that I remember during the tenure of former President Muhammadu Buhari, people of evil intent were saying, because former President Muhammadu Buhari was a Fulani man, that is the one encouraging it. Now we are here again. Is President Muhammadu Buhari still on the seat? The answer is no. So this crisis in Benue that has become a recurring decimal, it even degenerated into executive brickbat between the federal and the state government then, under former Governor Samuel Otom. So what is the way forward? I'm worried. Every day we hear about human life being, cut short.
You see, the problem in Benue Plateau has taken quite some time. It has lasted over decades, and it is built around land.
Can it be only land?
About contestation for land. That is the violence we have been seeing, or the latest of which we saw in Benue the other day, over the weekend, you see. It has been about contestation for land, and like the Plateau own too. Yeah, I think there is this feeling that some people are invading, or maybe some settlers are trying to shift or push the original indigens out of their and take it over.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, like you have said, it is not something that maybe the president, because a lot of people, why has the president not solved this thing? Why this and that? It is not something that the president wakes up and, so the president is not a spirit. He's
not an angel.
Yes,
he's not God.
Yes,
the president is a human being.
In the immediate, let the president deploy enough security personnel so that they will go after whoever is perpetrating violence within this given space for a time period. Why that one is now going on, let the stakeholders be summoned. Let them do what is the issue. They are grabbing our land. We are not grabbing land. We are buying. we are settling, and at the end of the day, there must be a fundamental solution that will not reoccur again, so that certain definitions will be made. These are the people, these are the land. From here to here belongs to this. From here to here belongs to this. Now, if you are a settler, you know the process of procurement. If you are procured before, you give evidence of procurement and all those kind of that may take time. But in the immediate, with this cyclical killing, every now and then there are killings, bloodletting, maybe reprisals and all those things. Let the president set enough security personnel on ground. I think that was adopted in Plateau. At the time it became so this in the president and this have to deploy enough security. But beyond even Benue Plateau, the north, we have seen what is happening in the north. Most of the issues of banditry and terrorism that have been happening in the north have been curtailed to a reasonable extent by deploying the competent security forces to arrest this recurrent drift to kill
but Peter, yes. You know, for me, the major critical stakeholder in this crisis should be spearheaded by the state governments.
Okay.
Because when crisis like this happens, you expect, you know, the other day when it happened in Plateau State, the state governor had to summon a town hall meeting where he even said he's prepared to tell the cameras to, you know, give them space so that they can speak, you know, frankly, so that nobody will be afraid of, you know, speaking and being, you know, haunted. So I'm looking at a situation whereby this recording every, you know, how can we be killing ourselves like this?
You see, like you say, talking about the state government summoning a meeting or whatever, will you be surprised? We have some party to this and we tell you that the state government is a party to the
They are the one fueling it.
At the end of the day, and all those things. But whichever way, there is no limitation to talks. The state government, like you say, can be organizing its own people. The federal government can also, like you say, the president is going there. And one of the items on his agenda is convening a stakeholders meeting. That may midwife a far-lasting resolution. At the end of the day, yes, maybe a forum through which resolution could be procured in the state.
But Peter,
I'm not doubting
I think it is important for us to tell our brothers and sisters that, look, Mr. President is only interested in this matter because of his oath of office and as a father. Mr. President will come to Benue and leave. The people on ground, the people that are staying in Benue, they are the ones that should help us find a lasting solution. It is not enough for us to always ascribe crisis to a particular people as being the aggressor. You are claiming somebody is the aggressor. In what way are you igniting the temper of the aggressor? Because a lot of times when people say they are grabbing our land, I also ask, are you in any way connected to cattle rustling? Because that is the greatest threat that the herder face. People kill the herders and they rustle their cattle. And like we always say, I'm a Yoruba, we say, ọ̀nà ọ̀fun lọ̀nà ọ̀run. The route to the throat is the route to heaven. Because if you take a man's source of livelihood from him, you have killed that man. Oh. If he doesn't have anywhere, he will get his daily bread. So if our people are involved in cattle rustling, let them also come out and show and act in good faith that, look, this thing happened here. We know the people that did it, but we didn't take action. Because a lot of times when this crisis happens, you ask yourself, where are the elders?
You see,
the role of the elders is to ensure that there's peace.
I agree with you. But on the other hand, you cannot invade another person's land.
I agree with
by any means possible, or dream of conquering them in their land.
I agree.
It's a no-no.
You know, it's
so
a no-no,
the
yes,
whole
I
thing,
agree.
like you say, requires dialogue. It requires, like we have said, which space and which space are we allowing for this thing to happen, for this thing to happen. If we now, like you say, there are situations where some people will sell all their lands. Yes, if it is, and it is, nobody is going to do anything about it. It has been sold, and it has been sold.
There must be evidence to that effect.
There must be evidence, yes.
If it's about land.
Agreed. If it's about land. You see, at the end of the day, even like you say, cattle is reared on land. At the end of the day, it will still border on land. It will still come to land. So let them sit up, like,
honest dialogue.
An honest dialogue to stop this. And while they do it, or even if they refuse to do that, let there be, that's where people are calling on the president. The president is the chief security officer of the country.
I agree.
Let there be enough force on the ground, intelligence, and the reason to nip all these things in the bud, so that while peace is being brokered or agreed upon, you know, in a conference, in an honest conference to that effect, let there be enough security on the ground. You cannot, let us say we have, the president goes tomorrow, convokes a stakeholders meeting and goes back. And you now,
the ball is not in
the killing
your
starts
court.
going on, and they say, no. Let it be that there is enough deterrent on the ground to stop this cyclical wave of killing. As I said, I think that was what worked in Plateau. We may not say it had worked because this thing keeps on.
No, but Peter, what this thing has shown us is that we need to deploy intelligence and and technology.
Yes.
Because those people that migrated to go and kill people, we should have forehand knowledge. There should be technology to say, some people are moving en masse.
You see,
how can we go and stop them?
Much of the problem we have in the north originate from the Sahel.
Yes.
You see, in the north, there is like a free border, open border. People walking and out of the country. Like you have said, if we have competent technology in that, we can be able to track whoever comes into the country and whoever leaves. And those is not a situation where, like you say, most of this you may be surprised that these are Nigerians that are causing
we don't know.
I'm giving an instance.
I know.
Or even outside Plateau and Benue, most of the banditry and the things that take place are not. Nigeria. People are alleging that are not Nigerians that are causing those things, and that was because.
So what is the government doing to arrest?
We are challenging. We are challenging the government to top up the security through technology, as you have said, and any other means. Intelligence is very, very important.
Very important.
So that we nip all these pockets of insecurity in the bud for the good of every Nigerian.
Well, thank you very much, Peter Okwara. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are saddened by the recent killing in Benue State, but we are glad that Mr. President is going there to have a frank talk with the people. But most importantly, we will say it here, the people, the provider of peace, the instigator of peace is the people.
Yeah.
You are the ones whom you were.
Like we have all this, bearing all these things we have said. There is no magic to protect a people that don't want to be protected.
Yes.
To secure people that don't want to be
secured. Yes. That's it. The ball is in the hands of the people.
The ball falls.
The people at all times must be interested in the security of their lives and property.
Yes.
Even the security agencies, they are people by human beings.
Of course.
When you allow them to be overrun, they will become tired.
Yeah.
They could easily be killed, even because they don't have any magic on their body that can, repel bullets if it's fired at them. Yeah. So please, we are appealing to our people. Whatever it takes within the ambit of the law, our people should stop taking the laws into their hands.
Yeah.
And to the security agencies, we are appealing to them to ensure, we want to enjoin them, to ensure that the perpetrators of this act are brought out to face justice. Yeah. That is the only way we can give justice to the soul of the departed. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is where we want to call it a wrap on the conversation today. I've had a beautiful conversation with Peter Clever Okpara. Peter, thank you for coming on to the program.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Till we come your way again next time, please continue to watch the conversation from TV 360 here in Lagos, Nigeria. Have a great day. Bye-bye.